we seriously need to talk about Emily in Paris again, because at this point the show feels like a perfect mix of romance, chaos, and emotional repetition that somehow keeps pulling us back in every single time. Season 5 didn't just move the story forward, it completely shifted the atmosphere by taking Emily out of her usual world and placing her in a setting that looked ideal on the surface, but underneath, nothing had really changed. No matter how far she goes, she's still carrying the same unresolved feelings, and that's what makes everything feel so intense right now. The Rome storyline felt like a dream version of Emily's life, where everything seemed easier, calmer, and almost too perfect. Marcelo fit into that picture in a very natural way. He was kind, confident, and gave Emily the kind of relationship that didn't come with constant complications. But at the same time, it never felt deep enough to last. It felt comfortable but not meaningful in a long-term way. When their relationship started falling apart, it didn't come as a shock. It felt like something that was always going to happen, because the emotional foundation just wasn't strong enough to carry it forward. And then we have Gabriel, who continues to be the one person Emily can't seem to move on from, no matter how hard she tries. At this point, it feels less like a possibility and more like something inevitable. The show keeps bringing them back into each other's lives, no matter the timing or the circumstances. But instead of it feeling romantic every time, it's starting to feel repetitive. The same missed chances, the same hesitation, the same emotional tension that never fully resolves. When Gabriel showed up in Rome, it didn't feel like a big romantic moment. It felt like the same cycle starting all over again. For a moment, it seemed like things might finally be different when he stepped back instead of making things more complicated, but in the end, everything still fell apart anyway. And that leaves Emily right back where she started, single, emotionally conflicted, and still connected to him in a way she can't ignore. Now with Season 6 taking the story to Greece, it feels like more than just another beautiful location. It feels like a turning point. This isn't just about a new backdrop, it's about making real decisions. Greece represents a moment where Emily can't keep avoiding what she truly wants. If Gabriel is part of that journey, then this could finally be the moment where their relationship either becomes real or completely ends for good. The biggest question, though, is whether Gabriel has actually changed. He's made a lot of questionable choices in the past, and while he may seem more mature now, it's hard to ignore that history. Trust isn't something that just resets overnight, and if Emily chooses to go back to him, it has to be different this time. Otherwise, they're just going to repeat the same mistakes all over again. At the same time, there aren't many other options left. Alfie feels like he's moved on, at least when it comes to Emily, and Marcelo is clearly out of the picture. Unless the show introduces someone completely new, everything seems to be leading back to Gabriel. After stretching this storyline across so many seasons, it would feel strange if it didn't lead somewhere meaningful. Meanwhile, Mindy's storyline feels like it's finally heading in a more grounded direction. Her connection with Alfie stands out because it actually feels real. There's a natural chemistry there that doesn't rely on constant drama. It's supportive, balanced, and emotionally honest in a way that most relationships on the show aren't. Compared to her situation with Nico, the difference is clear. With Alfie, she feels like herself, and that's what makes the relationship work. What also makes this dynamic stronger is that it doesn't create tension with Emily. Their friendship has always been one of the most stable parts of the show, and that wouldn't change. If anything, Emily would support Mindy's happiness, which adds a refreshing sense of maturity to the story. Then there's Sylvie, who continues to bring confidence and control into every situation she's part of. She operates on a completely different level, and that's what makes her so interesting to watch. If the story expands into Greece in a bigger way, it wouldn't be surprising to see her take advantage of new opportunities there as well. She's always thinking ahead, always making bold moves, and that could have a major impact on how things unfold in Season 6. As for the release timeline, everything points toward a late 2026 premiere, most likely around December if the show follows its usual pattern. That means we can probably expect a teaser or trailer around October, giving us our first real look at what's coming next. At this stage, Season 6 feels like it carries a lot of weight. The show can't keep repeating the same emotional cycles forever. There needs to be real progress, especially when it comes to Emily and Gabriel. Whether that means finally bringing them together in a way that works, or taking the story in a completely new direction, something has to change. Because while the chaos has always been part of the appeal, What really matters now is resolution. And if Season 6 can deliver that, it could easily become one of the most important chapters in the entire series.